Sam. Finally here with another book review, this time for Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. I realize I'm kind of behind the times on this one. I think it was big last year or the year before. It came out in 2020. And I finally got around to reading it because it's definitely my kind of book. I don't know why it took me this long, except that I'm just not getting as much reading done because I'm focused on 3 different writing projects. And when the writing is going well, the reading doesn't go as well. Something has to give. So yeah, but I did finally read this. If you somehow are not familiar with this book, it is a fake dating British rom-com type story in which this character Luke needs to get a respectable boyfriend or else he might lose his job. And so he gets set up with Oliver, who is a very straight-laced barrister. Luke is definitely, he's like minor celebrity only because his parents are famous. He's never done anything except get, in the tabloids for being drunk in a gutter or something. His previous boyfriend did sell their love story, romance, and all of the sordid details to the tabloids, so Luke is not quite over that betrayal. He's got some trust issues. He's got some commitment phobia. The whole book is told from Luke's point of view, so it's very voicey. I liked it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was cute. It was, for me, a very nearly perfect book, except that last little bit dragged a tiny bit. There's kind of like this wild goose chase fake out moment that just felt like it was an unnecessary, final hurdle. So it got 4.9 from me, 4.9 stars, which, I rounded up to 5 on Goodreads, but, it's, it was, for me, a really good book. I really enjoyed it. Right now I'm also working to finish The Lindbergh Nanny, which is a fictional version of the nanny who, so Charles Lindbergh, famous pilot, his son was kidnapped in, I think, the 1920s, and this is a fictional story of the nanny who, it was, for the Lindbergh baby, and it's very literary. It's right now just very ominous in tone, mostly because you know what's coming if you know those, the history, and so you're getting a sense of all these strange characters in the household and that kind of thing. But it is really good so far, so I am enjoying that. I had to revise my Goodreads goal down though from 60 books this year to 52. 60 is usually not hard for me to reach, usually 5 books a month on average, mostly because I read a lot of manga, usually. This year I'm not reading as much manga, which is, I think, one of the reasons I'm not meeting my goals as regularly, but also with all the writing I'm doing, I brought it down to 52 books, a book a week on average. I feel like it's doable. I hope it's doable. I'm going to be really sad if I don't at least do that many books this year, because that would be the worst year of reading I've had in I don't know how long. But on the plus side, I'm getting a lot of writing done, and that's been really nice. So, what else? We went and saw Oklahoma, the revival. If you've heard anything about how crazy this version of Oklahoma is, I can tell you, yeah, it is different. It's, tonally, they didn't change any dialogue, they didn't change any of the, the songs, but tonally it is done in some interesting ways. I don't know if I can say I enjoyed it, although I will say those last 10 or 15 minutes of the play are stellar. It's almost as if you took Oklahoma and put it through a horror filter. And I think my problem was I wanted them to go further with it than they did. It almost feels a little bit like they were trying to straddle a fence there. And I just feel like, if you're going to do it, just go all in and do it full on. Although I will say, Sis is a star, y'all. She is amazing. And I think it was really interesting that her character and the beau that she's supposed to be, Will, I think his name is, that she's supposed to, that's courting her, they're kind of both still in the Oklahoma from, the original, and then stuff over here that's happening is like got this completely different tone to it. Like, there's like a lot of different things going on with the characters. I will say the lead male, he was great, except he was very overpowered in like the duets by the lead female actress. And I'm sorry, I should know like all the names. We did Oklahoma in high school. Of course we did, because we were, I kid you not, the fighting farmers. We did Oklahoma. We did Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. And then finally, like my junior year, I think we did Camelot. Like we tried to like break out of that. But anyway, yeah, so it was interesting. They did, but I can't say whether or not I 100% enjoyed it. And obviously some of the original, like racism is there, because the peddler, I think, is supposed to be like Middle Eastern or something. And then, like, there's a kind of a different connotation now when you have a guy going to another guy's house and just kind of casually suggesting he kill himself, like, I'm like, wow. Yeah, so it's definitely an interesting take, I guess. But yeah, those last few minutes with the reprise of the Oklahoma song and everything, that kind of, that was definitely worth seeing. And what else? We did the Stranger Things experience. I've got my Hawkins Lab shirt here. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who wants to do the experience. It's a, walkthrough experience. You get sorted into groups. This was my group. And you're given instructions in various rooms. The Rainbow Room was really cool. We had fun in there. There's a lot of it is video based. The final room is a big kind of 3D thing. So you got the glasses and that kind of thing. But it was fun, and it was fine for all of my kids. I was worried about my 13-year-old, who tends to be sensitive to anything that's super scary or like intense, and this did not faze him at all. Like, we went to Omega Mart in Las Vegas, and I had to take him out of there because that was super intense to him. So I was concerned that the Stranger Things experience would be similar, but he was fine. He loved it. So and there were some even younger kids in there who, a few of them were, you could tell they were a little like, I don't know, but there was no like complete meltdown, like everybody seemed fine. So, because I think some of those kids were maybe like 8 or 9, and they were fine. So, just so you know, if it's coming to your town, you're thinking of going, you're not sure, it was fun. And then afterwards you come out into the kind of the Starcourt Mall, and there's the Serverboy Pizza, and there's the arcade. They've got some games set up. There's Scoops Ahoy. There's the video store, just merch in general. You can take pictures in the buyer's living room with the lights. I'll see if I can remember to insert a photo that we took there. But yeah, it was fun. If you're a fan, then it's, maybe worth it. But yeah, that's what we've been up to. Those have been like everything. I'm working on finishing Switchgrass Crown. I'm working on the next Dre's story, and also a steady fic that when it's done, I may or may not put up on AO3. We'll see if I'm happy with it or not. I've got a couple of beta readers who are telling me it's good, so maybe it'll go up. But I don't want to make the same mistake I did with King's Consort, where I kind of hit a wall, and now it's like unfinished and up on AO3. And I don't know if or when I'm ever going to get around to finishing it, so I want to make sure I complete the fic before I post it. I just think that's the better path. Yeah, so anyway, that's it. And yeah, and don't forget that I will be at the Savannah event next July. I know that's like a long time away, but if you're already starting to plan for your travel or your vacations at all, then that's something to consider. Come hang out with me and a bunch of other cool authors. There's going to be a masquerade ball. There's all kinds of other events, like little round table chats and things, and book readings and steamy stuff if you like steamy stuff. I'm not a steamy person, but a lot of people are. So, you know, if you like that kind of thing, maybe consider coming out and hanging out with us in July. Yeah. So, that's it. I'll be back when I finish Lindbergh Nanny, or if I have any other kind of news or interesting stuff going on. Yeah. Oh, a little bit of housekeeping though. We are at 97 subscribers now. Thank you so much to all the new subscribers. Thanks for hanging out. When we get to 100, I'll do some kind of special giveaway, maybe of Ghosts of Marshley Park, or, you know, one of my other books. And yeah, thanks so much. I really appreciate the support. So thank you. Take care.